Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Master League and let's see if we can get some wins. So we're going to be trying out the team featuring Zacian, Rhyperior, and the Tapu Bulu. Zacian running the Wild Charge and Play Rub, so this is actually an okay matchup, believe it or not. Better than our Tapu Kini onto the Ho-Oh. We are going to fire off the Wild Charge first. They do shield, so we're going to dip out of there, take the shield advantage, go into our Rhyperior. We tank the Sacred Fire. We get debuffed though, but we do bait out the Kyogre. Kyogre coming in has to tank a Rock Wrecker, so we do at least get them, in the yellow. Our opponent is farming up a good amount of energy, but we're going to tank this move. Surf does get used. We can resist that move. We're going to keep farming, and then we're going to have to tank this next move. We need to survive this surf. Unfortunately, unable to survive that surf, and now we have to go for the farm down. So we do get the farm down at least. We see the Ho-Oh come back in. We're going to fire off this Play Rough. It doesn't get the shield, so our opponent is banking on this Ho-Oh winning their game for them. Unfortunately, we have to go for another Play Rough, and we finally get that shield, but you can see we're so low, it doesn't even matter, so we just decided to let it go. So GG's to our opponent. All right, next game, let's see if we can recover from that situation. Let's see, we are going to use the Zacian onto the Xerneas. Xerneas is going to, be okay against our own Zacian, but we're going to switch out of here. We do shield the close combat, and we see the Necrozma. Necrozma is going to be a little bit more difficult to deal with. We try to get the debuff, unfortunately unable to get the debuff. Now we're going to fire off this Rock Wrecker. It does grab a shield. We're going to have to tank this next move no matter what, so we're just going to let it go. Dark Pulse gets used, we can tank it. Trying to get to another move, we do get to a Breaking Swipe, so this is going to chip away and hopefully able. Okay, we do get the debuff and we force him to use some energy, so this is going to be farm down range. Gonna get a huge farm down. No, unable to get the huge farm down with our Zacian. They throw the Dark Pulse anyway, so we are able to resist it. And now we just gotta make sure we throw in good timing versus the Xerneas. Xerneas coming back in. We're gonna fire off this Play Rough. Does some decent damage right there. We'll take that. And then we're gonna be able to get to a Wild Charge. This is gonna get the shield, or it's gonna get the KO. It does grab that shield. Our opponent does throw the energy here, so we're just gonna let this go. Zacian has already done his job, and they throw the close combat, so we were able to resist that move, and we have a fantastic matchup. Tapu Bulu versus the Palkia, able to resist all of the moves. Okay, next game we got Zacian versus the Shadow Ho-Oh. This is going to be very interesting. Shadow Ho-Oh, fragile, however, it is able to pack a punch as well. Wild Charge gets used. They decide to tank the move, and looks like they want to throw a big move, so we're going to show the Brave Bird, and we do get the farm down. We're going to see the Necrozma come in, and now we see Palkia gets counter swapped. We are going to fire off this Breaking Swipe before they get to their Aqua Tail. We try to get the debuff, but they did not get that debuff. We're going to tank this Aqua Tail. Easily takes us out. And now we're going to have to win this game with the Tapu Bulu and the Zacian in the back. Once again, we can take any of the moves here, so Aqua Tail does get used. We're going to fire off this Nature's Madness after a fast move. This is not going to KO. Oh, it does KO from that range. But we do have some extra energy that we can use towards this Necrozma. We're going to fire out the Nature's Madness to get the debuff. But more importantly, we're going to force some energy from this Necrozma. Let's see if they throw the... Okay, they go for the Dark Pulse bait. But that means that it allows us to get this second Nature's Madness. Double debuffed at this point. So all we have to do is get to 2 Wild Charges. We do get to 2 Wild Chargers, but they are going to throw the move. Dark Pulse gets used. We're going to use our first Wild Charge here. This is going to get the KO or that last shield. There's the last shield, and then we just got to go immediately for the next Wild Charge for the win. So Juju's to our opponent. It will come back from a Shadow Ho-Oh lead. Luckily, the Tapu Bulu on our side had enough energy to debuff this Necrozma 2 times. Okay, next game. Got the Zacian and the Yveltal. Okay, this is favorable. They switch out into the Landorus, which is not favorable for us. So we're gonna tank the first move here. Sand Seer Storm is going to get used. They debuff us, and then we're going to switch out of there. Hopefully, we are going to be able to get to multiple Nature Madness. They're going to fire off a Stone Edge, which is going to deal some good neutral damage, but we can survive 1. We're going to fire out this Nature's Madness to get the debuff, but also get some neutral damage. Luckily, we are able to get to another one, so this is going to get huge damage, or is going to get the KO. They decide to let it go. Trying to get the farm down, and we are able to barely reach this Nature's Madness. This is huge because this is going to chip away and debuff this Yveltal, and they realize that that was a little bit too much to deal with. So MVP right there was the Tapu Bulu, thankfully, getting to 3 Nature's Madness to win us the game. All right. Interesting Pokemon that we're seeing right now. The Ho-Ohs are definitely the hardest one to deal with the Necrozmas. Alright, Kyogre in the lead is as good as it's going to get. We definitely rather have Tapu Bulu on it, but rather here than onto our Rhyperior. We have to show the first one. We're going to play this in the 1 shields no matter what. They shield as well, so I'm just going to make sure we throw in good timing here. This Wild Charge potentially could get the KO from this range. Nope, they do double shield. And because they double shield, we're just going to fire off this Wild Charge immediately. This Wild Charge should take it out. So down goes the Kyogre. We see the Dialga come in. We still have a shield to use, so we're in decent shape depending on what's in the back. We're going to fire off this Breaking Swipe, trying to get the debuff. Okay, we do get the debuff. Now we're going to shield here and force them to use some energy or switch out, but they decide to stay in. We farm it down fully, and now we see the Togekiss come in, and that is just disaster for them. So Juju's to our opponent, able to win that game with that team. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.